y'all, and welcome
We're
to tonight's We Are
We're
Back with tonight's
Back
Skeptic.
better than ever.
That's right, baby. We are, in fact, Skeptic and Ranting. Bible prophecies about 3 days of darkness is about to happen.
Yeah.
So won't you join?
God says, "Hello, Earth. You didn't pay your power bill."
That's the other thing. It's not. I thought it was darkness forever when I was going into the video, and it's darkness for like a very specific amount of time.
Blood moons and maybe some plagues, maybe demons out there flying around. Who knows? Prophecy. Your old men will dream dreams, and your young people will stick their hands in electrical sockets. I don't know.
Also, the other thing that kills me, yes, we are talking why the Bible prophecy about 3 days of darkness is about to happen from the channel God. James, did you know God had a channel?
GodTube TV radio, dumbass talking balls.
Makes it just so easy because we've been searching all this time, and God just decided to become a podcaster.
The God channel.
The God channel.
You should call up Donald. Donald was looking for him, asking him to show up on his podcast. Did about like 37 straight shows inviting him. He never came on.
Inviting God. Anybody?
Inviting all gods.
The joke does work once, okay? In defense of that joke.
Yeah.
It's just maybe between
episode.
27 and 46 was a little, but I love him. Donald, we're sending.
Yeah. I mean, what Star Wars are we up to now? If you did it numerically, are we in the 30s or the 40s now?
The problem with that is that there's like the official numbers, and now
the series,
all of the spin-offs definitely have more number-wise, I think, than the actual canon number. Well, they're all canon. If whatever
the number of grains of sand in all the oceans.
Yes.
The number of stars in the sky is innumerable.
The number amount of remakes that George Lucas wishes he could do. Once again, that and a black hole. They're equivalent.
Well, tell us what's on your mind.
I will say that won't you join us? James W., that's right, we are back. And myself, Amy Newman, for a good time as we wrap ourselves in darkness. Ooh, spooky.
There she goes.
Woo! That's right. What is up, y'all? Thank you for joining us.
Jar Jar. There you go, Purple.
Can I just say,
good place to stop counting.
It should not be stopping at Jar Jar. What it should be, and it happened. It's about to happen. It's about to happen in a Lego version. This is how much of a dork I am, James. It doesn't matter. Nonetheless, it should have been Darth Jar Jar. James,
I'm sure of it. Yeah.
He was pulling the strings the whole time. All right?
He was just acting like an idiot.
Around. That's right. Listen, he just accidentally reflected lasers. All right? He just accidentally knocked out a whole bunch of drones. All I'm saying is that
he just accidentally put the Emperor in charge, gave him unlimited power.
And then he tagged along with all of these do-gooders, making sure, once again, you don't want to be too far away Anyway, welcome. Thank you for joining us on the inner tubes. If you're feeling fancy, please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. I said it, YouTube. I said it. Let them go. And then you can set that bell
Leave Brittany
icon.
alone.
Oh, leave Brittany alone. That person transitioned. Oh my goodness. They looked like a girl on that video. And
Was
then
there
you
ever any
found out
doubt?
they were a boy. And then they weren't a boy. James, the internet is weird sometimes. But it's wonderful, like a butterfly. Not like I almost went. Okay, let's continue forward. We are Skeptic Channel, including two shucks.
Oh, thank you.
Include you see before
Right,
you.
square root. He's tuned into the latest Chinese buffet in Ohio. That's Ohio down home eating in Ohio, apparently.
Yes, they were. I'm gonna try real hard.
You got to tell me, Amy, you don't look out your window and see people grilling cats on the grill in Maryland.
I'm telling you, James. When he said that, see, I didn't want to go political. I'm gonna be I really am. But when he says that, you just, it's like, all right, that's cool. You keep on huffing, and I'm gonna go to the front of the bus. But it's the cats. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. I know. Anyway, this is my stop. It's a mile away from where I have to be, but it's my stop. No, it looks good.
We'll see, Big Bad Mama. He may leave for a day or a few weeks, but come on.
He will leave YouTube if Trump loses.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I love you, Brett, but I've seen kind of those threats before, and I don't know. I don't get why the politics. I think Kamala's going to win. Nonetheless, if Trump wins, I will not quit YouTube.
He'll probably win. Yeah, most likely.
I think so. She had a good debate performance, and there won't be a second, apparently, because he's not going to accept one.
She kept her sentences well. They were good. She word salad a lot.
But
she was well prepared.
She baited him. Like, all he had to do was not take the bait each and every time.
He took it, yeah. Well, you say mean, nasty, hurtful things to him, Amy, and then, you expect the man not to respond. You're saying mean things about his mom.
The whole question, his mom. And I think she handled herself well. And once again, 9-month abortion bans. It's not only 9 months, it's actually past 9 months, which confuses me more. But we're just gonna gloss.
She didn't get a vote in but the Democrats are like, we don't mind. It's our primary, so you go fly a kite. We'll do what we want with our nominee.
It's the vice president. They wanted all these chants for him to step down because he's too old. As I've seen another comedian said, the election was up to whichever old guy decided to step down first, that party was going to win. Now we have Kamala, which means Trump is losing. Well, Trump was already kind of crazy. He also has, and once again, I'm not being a good girl, but this Laura Loomer person, they act. This is where Vance got the whole cat and the dog and all this shit comes from. This person is being denounced right now by the space laser lady. The Jewish space laser lady.
Which lady? There's multiple.
Oh god, I was gonna say that she's blonde, but that doesn't really. She's a blonde white lady. Oh well, that narrows it.
Yeah.
God. Chat, help me. MTG Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thank you.
Oh, is she the space lady?
Yes,
okay,
she is.
Okay.
But James, right now, in the MAGA movement, it is Jewish space lasers versus immigrant eating cats and dogs. These two ladies are denouncing, oh my goodness. This is a weird timeline that we are in right now. Just enjoying it. Anyway, I have to go. We should religion. It's the crazy. I just want politics are going to be boring in a few months. Politics are going to be boring in a few months. Let me just keep on saying it. Yes. We are two skeptical hosts. However, if you disagree with anything we say, in fact, if you think the world is 6,000 years old, that evolution is a hoax, or that the world is flat, well, then OG Willikers, you should call into our show. You should talk to us or say hello.
This isn't a call-in, but
that's true. Talk. We'll tag us. Trying to remember all of our sending so much love out there. It has been. I should. Speaking of which, let's say, yes. In fact, hold on one second. I should just say, purple rhymes with orange. The Kentucky Atheist. God equals square root of -1. Dave Rogers. Big Ben Mama. April Cox. I think Captain Butt. Beamsy, woohoo! Everybody in there, keep on saying hi if we missed you as well.
That's quite a crew out there.
But your question is, yes, I'm back in the school year, and oh my goodness, James, I can't tell you how much that this is just an easier year, not because of just students, because I love my last year of students as well, but just because I'm not the newbie. I just learned so much from just my first year that you couldn't have possibly known in a book. And so...
learning curve is that's big.
Yes. And so it's an interesting phenomenon, especially with special ed, because you're leading two adults as well as the children. So you have to have plans for the adults. They basically say, okay, what is our job? And so I'm much more prepared for that part of the curriculum. Yeah, it's going well. And I have a printer. Oh, my goodness, James. This will sound so stupid. This is the most adult thing that I will say today.
Have a
I've said
now? You didn't have one before?
No, we had printers. You have a printer at both sides at the end of the schools, and you have to run to each one. Well, to be at whichever one you're at, whichever side of the school.
For the whole school.
Listen, they're big
on education.
They're big Xeroxes. I'm not poo-pooing our school. It's just feels so nice to have a little printer and my little HP right here. And whenever I need something, I can just go boop and I have worksheets. It's the little things in life, James. That is one of two adult things. Two adult things, I will say, is when they hit the flag and I have to go, don't hit the flag, which is, I didn't think I have a love-hate relationship with flags.
Yeah, we get it.
Okay. Let's get into some
and that's
fun.
very right, Purple. That's amazing.
What? Teachers only professional. You steal office from home to bring them to work. That is so true. That green chair behind me, I think I'm bringing to work. We use that as one of my group chairs. We are gonna get into some fun. We are talking Bible prophecy about 3 days of darkness. Is it about to happen? This is an interesting video just because...
Mark your calendar, guys.
Mark your calendar. There is going to be doom and gloom, but there's so many workarounds in this video. The logistics just fall apart. So that's really why I'm excited to get into it. Like, maybe this would have worked 100, 200, 1,000 years ago.
Oh. You can never tie them down to anything. There's always workarounds, and you never actually have to deliver anything. It just confirms itself without even anything ever having to happen.
I'll also point out, if you're looking for a date of when the specific 3 days of darkness happen, so you can put it on your calendar.
Well.
In the
Here
future.
Then, earthquakes in diverse places, diverse times.
Wars will be happening, James.
Or rumors of war.
Or rumors of... Oh, I hate rumors of war. Trying to think of a... it drags you down. But let's see. We're going to actually give love out to... You can send in love from Super Chats. You can send in love by joining our channel membership with our evolving badge system. Evolution triggers creationist. Still to this day. The diversity of life. Even though it makes a lot of sense. The other thing that gets me, James, is evolution to me is intuitive. Maybe it's not to everyone. It's not true because it's intuitive. It's just...
I mean... once you have an understanding of it, it's kind of intuitive, but
simple things they build up, they make bigger complex things.
But if you didn't have that understanding, you just looked at the things. It's not intuitive to say that everything is related. That takes a level of understanding 2 or 3 layers up the chain.
I think there's something about us not being able to see bacteria that also just has such a disconnect. Like, I know we can sit there with microscopes and all sorts of things, but the fact that we just can't hold a bacteria, I swear, it's a whole other world they can't imagine being related to. Speaking... Are bacteria even real? Birds aren't real, James. I used to see billboards. They actually would spend money and get billboards for birds aren't real. And now he has a TED Talk on why you shouldn't truly make fun of conspiracy theorists, or why you should maybe lightly make fun of them, but you should also treat them with kindness.
Yeah, very kind of him.
Because a lot of them are just down, out of their luck people that are, I don't know. They fall and I don't know.
Yeah, down, very, very, very out of their luck. Yeah.
Go check out Birds Aren't Real. Sending love out to also our Patreons, patreon.com/ABNewman, and as well as all of our supporters and everyone, sending love out as well to Rachel Holen, reminding us, please don't enslave people unless they consent, and then it's kinky. Sending love to davegar, reminding us the earth is round. And not 6,000 years. I almost said 6,000. It is not 6,000 years old. I love sometimes my favorite apologetic when you say it's 6,000, they go, excuse me, it's much older than that. It's 10,000. Oh, I didn't know it was 10,000. By all means, extra
most
zero
of them,
on that.
90% of them are saying closer to 6,000.
I know.
Yeah.
But
as if it
makes a difference between if someone was going to cut you a check for 4.5 billion and it said 6,000 and you're like, oh, sorry, let me cut you a check for 10,000. Have they really given you that much more towards the $4.5 billion?
We got a troublemaker in chat here.
Troublemaker. Ooh.
Mark Reid.
Excuse me, sending so much love.
The mark of the beast in chat.
The mark of the beast. Sending. I saw him doing a fantastic debate. You should all go check out Mark's debate on MDD.
All his are good. What was that?
I need to remember. I believe that it was a religious debate, though, in which I'm going to assume that Mark kicked their ass. That's all I can tell. So go check out Mark Reid's channel. And sending love to Beamsy. Thank you so much.
Them Aussie dollars making it rain with the
I like seeing Beamsy. Beamsy and Mark are good in respective scientific categories. It's
Down
just
under.
funny watching the fundamentalists try to word salad their way at a specific subjects. Flat Earth has been a weird one as well. I don't know why it's resurfaced. I think it's because people were trolling, and then eventually people just took it seriously because it's the internet. Anyway, we are talking about 3
That
days
might be
grace.
part of it.
Wait, no. We are, in fact, skeptic and ranting about Bible prophecies about 3 days of darkness is about to happen, a phenomena that they are saying is going to be like the event within Moses, where it just suddenly gets very spooky, and oh my goodness, Beamsy really did make it rain.
He is making it rain.
I have to just do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Beamsy, sending so much love.
Beamsy.
What's up, left-handed Jedi? I know, my. What's up, BB? What's up, everybody? All right. I'm going to very quickly
whip it out.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, I'm not done.
Oh, no.
We still have more to go. I was about to do. Let's also send love to Azo. Sending love. We are the skeptic and ranting community. If you're agnostic, atheist, you have a place here. As well as Chris, sending love to Chris Disciple. You are a theist. You are also welcome here.
Thanks, Chris.
Our top level is that we are skeptics. As long as you're skeptical about your beliefs, as well as sending love to both Ian Davenport, reminding us that apologetic arguments suck, and Regos, reminding us that we do have a Bible study here. Not like a vacuum, unfortunately.
No.
They sucked a little bit. It's a bad kind of sucking.
It's like the official report to Parliament on penile injuries with vacuum cleaners that they had to produce in the UK. Yes.
But also, I will say, James, I have another thing that I think is going to give us a bonus. I'm going to switch.
You were one of the people on the
penile. Yes, I was. Yes. Thank you for doing my duty.
By a vacuum cleaner. Okay.
Listen, the vacuum cleaner came on to me. Of all the sentences I thought would come out of my mouth, I forgot exactly what I had something I was about to say.
I'm fairly confident you have had at least one femboy in your life whose nickname has been
vacuum cleaner.
Yes, vacuum cleaner. Yes,
James. I really wish it is. I really hope you. I don't think so, but most likely yes.
If not, I hope you find one soon.
I will say that is
taking applications for
taking applications cleaner. Now.
Get on your knees. That's the test.
There's 2 requirements to this job, and that's being able to get on your knees. And I mean, if you're looking at a vacuum cleaner,
yeah,
it's got to be that suction. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, I'm literally gonna say something academic. What a transition. Hold on. Let's do some filler time. All right.
Just a moment.
Yes, just to space it out from the last subject. But I'm going to be teaching my data course instead of on the weekend on like a Thursday or something like that. And so we're going to have the weekend. We're going to have true weekends data back. Analytics. Yes. Well, I teach right now the visualization of data.
Oh, wow.
Which I thoroughly enjoy. It is the mix of being something like data analytics or being a data scientist and graphic design. It's the last part within transmitting data. It's making it communicatable to an audience. And I actually love this course because it sounds very obscure. And then
Lots of Venn diagrams, lots of graphs.
There are I have 3 very specific projects. You have a bar graph, you have a line graph, and then you choose your own graph. But we go into all sorts of things like how to make a better PowerPoint presentation, how to connect with your audience, highlight information, and my favorite part of that class is just getting feedback where it was like, I learned a lot more of this class than I thought. It's like, yay.
The bar graphs, the bars, guys, get your minds out. They're not dildos. Get your minds out of the gutter. They're regular bars.
All I can tell you is that I metaphorically want to strangle people with grid lines. Please turn off your grid lines. This is a PSA. If you're making a chart or a graph, turn off your grid lines. And don't make people's heads turn vertical. No one is going to look at your graph if they have to read text that makes their head go like this. Yeah. I could go on for days, actually. Apparently I can. That's what I do. Okay. What were we talking about? I think I'm going to hand it over to you for a second, James,
and
then
we'll
go into the video.
Names? We did all the names. We did read
Yes,
those.
I did. We gave all the... Okay. Everyone, thank you to all the love. Oh, don't... You're fine.
Don't thank us.
Did you know? Did you know, James? I don't know if you know this, but I may, a little, just a tiny bit, have ADD.
I heard something about that.
I haven't seen him. Does he still do stuff?
Who?
We should be the last people making that joke, but like. He's around there somewhere.
I'm sure he does.
Bullying
I haven't heard from him
13-year-old, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't believe in God. Oh, do you have the necessary preconditions to...
What is the foundation which you base your reality on? Your everything, which everything else depends on.
Do you even know what makes this intelligible? Sir, this is Wendy's. It's okay. I think the real problem that he has, and James, this is going to be an obscure joke, just let it go over your head, is that he is the rival to Ash Ketchum. And I think that the fact
most likely
he is a Pokemon villain, I think makes it that much. The rival to Ash is Gary Oak. So, just saying. He hasn't denied that he isn't the rival to Ash Ketchum, I guess is all I'm putting out there. I can't tell if I'm acting childish or I'm dating myself and being old. It's like a really weird middle ground with that joke.
A little of both. Depends on the audience, though. Because if you can date yourself, but if they don't perceive it, then it really
there you go.
You know.
I'm living on that edge. Anyway.
But go. And we'll be fine.
We are, in fact, Skeptic and Ranting on Bible prophecy. About 3 days of darkness is about to happen. And we are with not just myself, but the lovely James W.
Oh, yes. Hi. Whoa, spooky bed hair. Good to see everybody. Whoa, it's been a long time since we've been back. But we are back. It is good to get to talk to all of you guys again. Yes. All sorts of interesting things going on in the world. And, religion follows it all. Religion's interconnected, interspersed with everything. Beamsy, 5 more memberships, you naughty boy. Amy's going to have to go down to Australia and give you a paddling. Yeah. She might have to. You keep doing that. Carbon, date yourself. Left-handed Jedi. Yeah, it's important. It's important. You gotta clear the carbon off the valves every so often, or your spark plugs don't work right. You don't want to go around here with clogged up spark plugs. Let me tell you about that much. the Pope's mushroom member. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the Pope is like 80. He's late 80s now, and they're saying that he had such a successful trip because he just proved that he can keep leading the church. I guess because he could stay awake for his meeting. I guess I don't know. Anyway, yeah, the world of religion over here. This election season, we always get knee deep in that with the politics and the religion mixed together because that so often over here crosses paths. It's unavoidable. It is what it is, and yeah, that's just the time of the year that we're in, the time of year that we're in. Yeah, 3 days of darkness. I wonder if he's talking about the election day. If his preferred candidate loses, if we're going to have 3 days of darkness, is the country going to implode on itself? Well, I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I'm not looking like it's going to go their way again. So there's that. Although it rarely does long term. They have momentary blips where they do well for a while, but in the long run, they're losing. And to a certain extent they realize it. But they're gonna be dead. They think they'll all be dead before they have to pay any serious consequences of it. So yeah. That's why we actually can't do a lot of the things we need to do and fix a lot of the things we need to fix. We can't even really talk about climate change. It's completely politically unviable because the people in our country who control most of the money have already concluded that they're gonna be dead long before any of that stuff happens. You tried to scare us like 5 years, 10 years. Well, it's been 20 years, so yeah, we gonna be long dead before any of that stuff happens. So, fuck you. Yeah, we can't do anything like that. Yeah, the electoral college it is a persistent political thing. Be that as it may, the campaigns realize that, and they build their campaigns around the electoral college. If it didn't exist, they would campaign completely differently than they do. But they don't. They campaign towards that electoral college. Yeah, if it didn't exist, they do everything different. Not that the way that we do it now is preferable, but it is still the system that we're gifted, if you want to consider it that way, we're stuck with. But yeah, the left or the right side of the aisle in the past 25 years has only won the popular vote one time. So if that tells you anything about the trajectory of where we're going, gifted, yeah, we're gifted the electoral college. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. Yeah, DEI hire, maybe. JD Vance, DEI hire,
Oh, I call.
What do you have a nickname for him?
Trump is the DEI hire for rural whites. Now listen.
Well,
I love, once again, a lot of the stereotypical things that the South likes.
Northern liberals up there from a northern liberal, a New England liberal, right there.
But I'm just saying, half the appeal is I did see him on WWE.
But can you fake a southern accent? You can fake a southern accent when you come down or talk down here. So
listen, James,
you got that? Yeah, you got that down.
I got no southern drawl.
You could be a Texican.
I tell you what,
you could go and have a beer with Mr. Batman, and
I feel like I could generally break bread with anyone. Now, whether
You're on your way to hell, sir. Fuck you. No, I ain't breaking bread. I'll break the bread over your head.
James, you know there's gonna be one day. Maybe not now, maybe not in 10 years, but 20, 30 years where that man finally has a husband and he's going to be happy. Maybe he'll still be with Jesus.
20, 30 years, I mean, it'll be 130, but I mean.
How old's Mr. Batman? I thought he was in his,
Got to be in his 60s, late 50s.
Okay, yeah.
He's going to have a husband when he's in his 90s.
Listen, you can come out in your 80s, your 90s. But, so I remember, and then we're going to get into it. But sending so much love again to Beamsy. Do. I heard all that. He says, do you think they have the technology to remove the stick lodged up there firmly by then? It's a very technical answer. However, yes.
Well, what happened? I was walking through my house and I slipped on my granddaughter. She left a toy and I slipped on it, and that's how it got up there, sir. Dr. Sir.
I don't know why the soap keeps on falling over.
I don't know why someone had a 14-inch dildo in my house for me to fall on. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Once
again,
again,
gotta be a work of Satan.
This is a very heterosexual man. He will not be slandered.
Oh yes, yeah.
He did once or twice suck a little.
Everybody did that back in college, sir.
It was
everybody
the 80s.
Did that back in college.
After disco trend came, taking one up the.
It was the 80s, sir. You follow the white, and you know it was the 80s. You do anything to get that white in your nose.
All right. With that, ladies
and
gentlemen, and everyone in between, just to make sure I trigger the creationists.
That's my rosary, sir.
Oh, I know what you can do with that rosary. Anyway, we are going into, I still love this, from the channel God, why the Bible prophecy about 3 days of grace? No. Why the Bible prophecy about 3 days of darkness is about to happen. Let's get into the fun.
Imagine waking up to find the world plunged into total darkness. No sun, no stars, just impenetrable blackness. Sounds impossible? Yeah. Well, an ancient biblical prophecy suggests it's coming. Are we on the brink of experiencing the 3 days of darkness? Let's uncover the shocking truth.
3 days, so a weekend.
An extended week, a 3-day weekend.
A 3-day weekend, yes. A long
Monday
weekend.
Is a holiday. Yeah.
But before we get to that, make sure you take a moment to subscribe so we can make God the biggest channel in the world. And so that you can say you were here before.
God
damn.
I just think it's funny because it does. It makes it seem more anthropomorphic than it needs to. Hi, guys. This is God. I'm Kyrie.
Oh, God of Revelation is the @ and then God is what he's calling it. 53,000 subscribers. Okay, it looks like a nice AI channel. Let's go ahead and see what this AI thing.
Okay, now let's get back to it. Let's start by diving into one of the most ominous events in the Bible, the 9th plague that struck Egypt.
The one that everyone talks about. The one where no one gets hurt.
Oh, I was talking about the frogs. What about the frogs? We don't get the frogs.
James, all the other ones. Now listen, I should be hating on it being night.
The migrants are eating the frogs.
They're eating the frogs.
The gay frogs.
Oh my god. That would be a true plague I would like to see. Is the it just raining gay frogs? How do you know that they're gay? Very specifically because they're rainbow.
They're rainbow colored, and they're linked up at the.
They have little hair bows on their head,
Yeah.
even when they're male, and yeah, and they also give you like really good fashion tips, and so it's like all of this together.
Yeah.
You're able to deduce that it's gay frogs.
29. This passage describes a darkness so thick it could be felt, engulfing the entire land for 3 days. But why did God choose darkness as one of the plagues? Well, the answer lies in its symbolic
They were
power.
running out of
In the Bible,
ideas even thousands of years ago.
darkness often represents divine judgment and abandonment.
We got
showing his
killing
displeasure.
everybody. We got the frogs. We got the fiery hail. We got the water turning to blood. What else could we do, Amy?
I feel like after all those things, this is definitely a Carlin bit, but it's like, yeah, after all the frogs and the blood and the hot locusts and the horribleness going on, maybe we should just turn off the lights. Maybe that's actually not such a bad idea, actually. But okay.
Being in complete darkness, it's disorienting, it's scary, and can even make you feel utterly lonely. Now imagine that on a national scale, lasting for days.
It could. I mean, there'll still be people. So, like, you could even do snoo or hold hands or whatever you're into. But sure, the lights are off.
That's what the Egyptians experienced. But this darkness wasn't just any ordinary nightfall. The Bible describes it as a darkness that could be felt. Can you imagine a darkness so thick you could touch it?
It was like super thick.
Can you imagine a darkness that thick?
I can't, because that also makes no sense. I don't understand how it's that dark, but whatever. Is it making a cloud?
Poetic,
it's a cloud
very
of dark.
Poetic language.
Dense blackness.
This supernatural darkness was a clear sign that something beyond human understanding was at work. But there is more to this story than just a supernatural blackout. This lake was a direct...
Because it couldn't have just been like fog machines. And I get maybe it's like you need a little bit more advanced than that, but does he have to go that far?
I mean, hurricane here, you could conceivably get multiple days where there's very little light, but it wouldn't be black.
Challenge to one of Egypt's most powerful deities, Ra, the sun god. How did this lake demonstrate God's power? By plunging Egypt into dark, God was essentially saying, "The sun god is powerless against me. I control the light and the darkness."
Ra calls himself the sun god.
All creation and other so-called gods.
So-called
this act wasn't just about showing off power. It was a profound theological statement.
I turn off the lights on and off. So that kind of means
I am Nelly Furtado.
Yes.
In a polytheistic culture where different gods are believed to control different aspects of nature, the God of Israel was declaring his absolute authority over everything. Interestingly, while Egypt was shrouded in darkness, the Israelites had light in their dwellings.
Okay, I've been waiting patiently for this point because it makes no sense. All right, let's think about this for a moment. The Israelites have light. Like everyone else just can't build. Very, I think, nuanced new technology. I think Apple actually published it. They don't have fire. That's not one of like their things. That's not out yet. They need like
turn off the lights.
That's right. We need to turn them off. I think it was the eye.
Right. Turn them off. No, get those lights off.
There you go. That was God telling the angels to
telling
turn
us
the lights
to turn
off.
off the lights. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. And also, can I just point out that this has been solved, I believe, since Fire as well. There isn't just the iFire version 4 published by Apple and candles. I think if you'll notice something behind me, James, it's something very subtle. But there's like a source, and it's like it comes from the ceiling. They are these like illuminating objects that we call lights.
Electricity?
Electricity.
God didn't plan on that.
It was too, that's right. It was too thick for fire. It was too thick for lights. Only the Israelites. He knows who the Jews are. And he's like, no. You guys are the only ones that are going to act like you paid your electricity bill.
Sorry, Islam. You guys get dark. Sorry, India.
Well,
Indians get the dark.
The other thing I thought about, which is, couldn't you theoretically, because back in the day, let's say you don't have fire, you really suck at rubbing two sticks together. Can't you just go, yeah, I believe in this God, and the light comes on, and then just wait for the end of the 3 days and be like, I don't really believe in you anymore. I got
No, you would still have to go through the darkness. Heart. Yeah, you would. Well, no, you would still have to go through the darkness.
Oh, you would?
Yeah, I assume it wouldn't be like, I believe in Jesus. Light comes on. I don't believe. Light goes on.
But I mean, what
that
if
would
you
be an
do?
amazing.
Also, I guess it was the Jew. It was the Jew. Could the Jews do it? The Jews were doing it in the Old Testament, but they're now claiming this is going to happen in the New Testament. So I'm not sure who gets access to light anymore.
This is religion. They're not like really big on the logistics or the, actuality of things happening.
The paperwork is very fuzzy.
We deal with old stories and bullshit prophecies. We don't deal in reality.
Can you just I actually believe in the contingency argument. There is one person higher than God, and that's Comcast. I'm trying to remember what their other name is somewhere else, but a charter. I'm pretty sure those people are in charge. So can't you just pay them like $30 more and just get your light back up?
No, because of Boeing.
I guess that's the internet. Nonetheless, we're getting back into the Bible.
It's Boeing. Blame Boeing.
This stark contrast highlighted God's favor towards his chosen people. This distinction between the Egyptians and Israelites serves as a powerful reminder of God's care for his people, even in the
or that he's just kind of a dick.
midst of judgment. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? That even in the darkest times, God can provide light for those who trust in him. But why do you think...
Yes. I'm telling you, James, you just gotta trust. If you convert, then those lights come back on. You just gotta sign up for either the Jewish or the Jesus prescription plan. Electricity plan, I should say. Just don't read the fine print.
God made this
not solar.
Favoritism. This act was meant to show both the Egyptians and the Israelites.
Solar, once again, I think I'm quoting God, is a little gay. And then he doesn't like windmills because... I'm sorry, I didn't want to make any more politics jokes.
Solar cells are filled with gay men's cum. That's how they make them in China. They're gay. In China, gay semen is a necessary element to make it. Just like Amy, the corona vaccine is grown out of boated fetuses.
I'm pretty sure. And you know what's terrible about those fetuses?
Ritual. It's a satanic ritual.
The only way for us to have a serum in which to live forever is to have those fetuses transition. It's the only way.
Right.
It's hard convincing them. But
I mean, you Satanists are trying to transition everybody from birth. Why not do it before?
James, exactly. We want to start early.
Maybe then you would care about the unborn.
Sure.
If they were transitioned. If we transition them, all of a sudden you want to give them rats and all, but without it, you don't care.
You don't care, honestly. If it's straight, we hate. Wait, no, I'm bi and pansexual. Damn it, I kind of do love you guys. Anyway, let's just keep on going.
That the God of Israel was different from the other gods. He had the power not just to bring judgment, but to protect and provide in the midst of it. Despite the overwhelming evidence of God's power, Pharaoh remained stubborn. He attempted...
Which I love. Can I also point out that this happens throughout the Bible all the fucking time?
Yeah, it's not like a contrived narrative. They're just trying to say, yeah, you doubt God, you see what happens. He gets his butt kicked because he didn't believe in God.
Hey, guess who this also happens to? These guys over here. Like just another chapter or two later. They're all the Jews. They go up and they make the goat. They make the idol while he's getting the 10 Commandments. They're like, fuck that God.
But that is actually Charlton Heston on the screen.
That is Charlton Heston. Yes, it is. This is a good movie. I like this movie.
It was a good movie. It was a
Nonetheless,
well-made movie.
nonetheless,
to be
it
true.
is a ridiculous. It is a fairy tale, though. When you think about it, just from like a faraway version, you're like, oh, it was a poor family, and then the baby goes down the river, and who finds him? The pharaoh or the pharaoh's daughter, or whatever the.
The princess of Egypt. Yeah.
Sure, buddy. That's how the story starts. Not a fairy tale.
Well. It was because God made it so that the pharaoh's daughter would find him, because God had a plan to rescue his people from slavery.
It's amazing
that he got them in.
That God knows conflict and narrative story arcs really well. He needs to make sure that Pharaoh stays in the game. He hardens his heart like 18 times. Actually, non-hyperbolically, 5 times, which is kind of a dick move to keep on being on that point.
But Amy, God couldn't just have Moses walk in there and say, "Let my people go," and the Pharaoh say, "Okay, you can go," because he that would be for his glory. It's
Once
his
again,
glory,
and
his glory defeating his enemies.
Also, can I just point out, we're talking about darkness, and we're going to make lots of jokes, but can we just point out how much, like, it's the 10th one, like, how much, like, killing firstborn Egyptian sons is just being, I can't keep on, there must be a worse word than dick, because, as once again, Carlin says, dicks are kind of, they actually can't take a beating.
It's the Ghost in the Darkness with Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. Come on.
He's a drama queen. Yeah. He's so extra for no reason, but whatever.
Val Kilmer.
Wanted to negotiate, offering to let the Israelites go, but insisting their livestock stay behind. Now, why do you think Pharaoh kept resisting, even after seeing such clear demonstrations of God's power?
Because God made him?
Over and over and over.
This stubbornness highlights a tragic human tendency, the hardening of our hearts against God's warnings.
Did he use that phrase purposely? Like, he couldn't have, right?
Yeah. No, he did.
It's a sobering reminder of how pride can blind us to truth, even when it's staring us in the face. Pharaoh's behavior is a cautionary tale for all of us. How often...
I'm sorry, which Pharaoh are we talking about?
That's Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh before him was Pharaoh.
I was gonna say I've heard of his father, Pharaoh.
His grandfather, Pharaoh.
Yeah, a Pharaoh.
And the Pharaoh after that, that was Pharaoh also.
See, but they're naming him after Pharaoh, but they're not talking about Pharaoh.
I mean, the author he didn't feel the need to put that, to name that.
No. It makes complete sense. We should keep on. Okay. Anyway,
but all these dukes in Genesis, we have to name them. We have to name them.
I know.
Continuity's sake.
Lots of attention to detail.
30 named dukes in Genesis, but when we get somebody who we know there would actually be a historical record of, name not important.
Do we, like Pharaoh, try to bargain with God? We might say, "Okay, God, I'll do this, but I'm keeping that." But God doesn't want partial obedience. He wants our whole heart.
Yeah, he wants like the whole thing. Don't just like say it, but be half-ass about it.
In contrast to Pharaoh's stubbornness, Moses demonstrated unwavering faith and obedience. He refused to compromise, insisting that not a single hoof be
I also like how obedience is the highlighted trait
left behind. Moses' steadfast commitment serves as an inspiring example of faith in action. He trusted God's plan entirely, even when it meant confronting one of the most powerful rulers of his time. But let's be real, standing firm like Moses isn't easy. It
they
requires
kind of
courage,
had like a magic battle, but sure.
conviction, and a deep trust in God. Moses knew that partial obedience wasn't obedience at all. He understood that God's commands weren't negotiable. Many believe that this biblical account isn't just a historical event, but a prophecy that will repeat itself in the end times. Some saints and mystics throughout history have spoken of a coming period of darkness that will engulf the world. So let me ask you this. Could we be on the brink of experiencing our own 3 days of darkness?
No.
Probably.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yes, it's about to happen. What year? Oh, yeah, in the coming year. It's one of those ones with the numbers.
Sometime I'm gonna guess it's got a 2 as the first number, but I mean I'm not dogmatic about that.
They're hoping.
Yeah, 2. The next number 20, 27, 24, 23, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
It's a chilling thought, isn't it? But before we dismiss it, consider the parallels between our world today and the world of ancient Egypt. Are we not, in many ways, living in a time of spiritual darkness? Have we not, like the Egyptians?
Hopefully, if we're doing our job and people like Mark Reid and Atheist Jr. and The Line and Atheist Experience.
R and Rob, Matt Dillon.
Dillon. But, you know.
Often
we're doing our part.
Money, power, technology. Look around you. The world seems to be growing darker in many ways, morally, spiritually, and even literally, with increasing natural disasters and strange weather phenomena.
I listened to this video twice, and James, it bothers me so much because the generation who initially denied global warming is probably getting ready to be in hospice care. And yet, the people who have to stay here have to be
That's why we can't do anything about it.
It's a little weird. It's so hot for September. There's tornadoes where they didn't really used to be. I wonder what is causing all of this strange weather phenomena.
It's still hot in October, November.
I think, as I drop my pen, I think we are going to one day lose winter if we do not do something about this. And I get, like, the people don't have a concept because we oversell it, I think, when we say it's the end of the world. Like, it's not going to be, like, the planet's still going to be here. Once again, another Carlin quote, and life may even still be here. But life as we know it will not. It will be drastically different. And whatever life either survives or comes out of that, okay, but we may not have winters anymore. That may not become a thing.
It may become like very short, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks, just a very brief period of cooling.
And will we hit temperatures that exactly maybe very you'll have tempered months, but snow or good lengths of snow? All I'm saying is things are going to get weirder. Scientists have been telling us that. And I guess we could say God, or we could just, I would say read the news, but it's in science textbooks. Science textbooks aren't authoritative because they're science textbooks, but they are good sources of information. Please.
From political unrest to environmental crises, from moral decay to spiritual apathy, many see these as signs that we're approaching a critical moment in history.
Very spooky.
But let's dig a little deeper. What specific signs might indicate that we're heading towards a time of darkness? Some point to the increasing frequency and intensity of natural disasters.
I also ask, and I don't think it's ever answered. I could wait to the end, but this is my brain. Like, you go through this, if it's not supposed to recruit more people to the Jeebus or, the Moses followers, then what the fuck is the point of this? Like, seriously, is it just to scare people? Because the 3 days ends, then... Basically. I mean, it better be a recruitment program, because if not, then there was no point except for a Memorial Day weekends long. Everyone had their power out.
That was weird. Weird. It went dark for a few days.
It sucks that I had to, read a book in natural light, eat some snacks, and pass out after, maybe I did hump time with my partner. But the weekend's over now, and I got to go back to work. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. But James, this is very important and ominous. Okay, this is scary and spooky.
Don't sleep on this. Do not.
It's coming soon, and yeah.
Disasters. Others note the moral relativism that seems to be spreading across societies. Still, others point to the persecution of believers in many parts of the world. But what exactly would these prophesized 3 days of darkness look like? According to various interpretations, it could be both literal and spiritual. Some envision a physical darkness.
Literal and spiritual. So anything.
Spiritual darkness.
Anything.
We're spiritual darkness because people aren't praying to Jesus.
And is it Jesus doing this or is it God? Oh, that's right. They're the same. So
They're the same, but they're not.
Well, they're not.
Well, what I just sent you, the pastor said you should try praying to the Holy Spirit specifically, not just to Jesus.
Well, I mean, very specifically, James, when you're filling out an email, you got to make sure. So when it comes up a Jesus icon, you do know. When it comes up like this wispy little, air energy thing.
What is it like? hs@god.god.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yes. Yeah.
js@god.god.
We make fun of it, and we're watching a chat. We're watching the God. We're watching not just the God channel. This is
Father.
The channel.
God the Father. His address is like Big Daddy G @god.god.
What's still my favorite? What is it that he? Because we always call it Sky Daddy, and yet someone came in and called him Dada once.
No, that was a pastor. One video that we watched. He's like, so how are we going to trust God if he's going to be our Dada?
That makes it somehow worse. Better or worse. I'm not actually sure. The fact that it was a pastor.
It was definitely a pastor. Yeah.
Oh, yes, we have been in spiritual darkness. And he needs foreskins. God needs our foreskins. I don't know why, but
it's a form of currency, don't you know?
I know. I'm pretty sure that he trades them in for snacks.
Perhaps caused by a cosmic event or environmental catastrophe. Others see it as a spiritual darkness, a time of great tribulation and testing for believers.
Who are we going to side with? Whichever one you want. We're making this up.
Are you going to tell me? I'm sure Amy doesn't discriminate on foreskins, circumcised versus
no,
not.
I do not care.
I'm sure she can handle both just fine.
I am very happy that I am a transgender woman who had Jewish parents, and I'm not circumcised. Once again, I should have said TMI warning.
That's like a rarity. That's a rare breed because they couldn't because yours is a little different.
A little bit different because the slightly intersexed, and yeah, I like that. But nonetheless, I don't have a bias either way. Actually, I do have a bias.
I don't believe you.
Make sure you take
sir.
care of it. Wash it, clean it, make sure it smells good.
I don't believe you, sir. You need to send me a bunch of pictures of that right now. A bunch, so I can see for myself. Then
we need photo evidence. Excuse me, sir. You're always asking for a source. I think we're gonna need a source.
Maybe if you could put that in my butt for a little bit, then I could really feel it.
That's
I
right.
Feel for you.
That way, Jesus is. So okay, this is the last view. I will continue to claim. If there was like a badge system on channels, we have both a theist who claimed that he had sex with Satan. But come on, that's Satan. That makes complete sense. Come on, or at least that's in his wheelhouse. But we'll just put that here. And someone who says that they had sex with God. And you would think they were trolls. And yet, the person who said that they had sex with God and that he's a switch has, James, you could back me up on this, has thousands of hours of content on his channel.
Yes. Many hours.
I love this timeline.
So do you fuck God or does God fuck you? Oh, well, we switch. We go back and forth.
I couldn't have asked for a better answer. If I was like writing, like you couldn't have made it. But thank you, universe. Just like this picture right here, so deep.
I think he's given up. I haven't seen much from him lately. His comedy project might be over. I don't know.
There are a few. What's it called? Says that he doesn't like. He comes in here every once in a while, but what's the guy who talks about the bombs and
Wesley,
sending love, Wesley.
Curry.
Wesley there's a very specific podcast now that is etched in my head for how crazy he is. He came in there a little bit half defeated, and was like, because he was just talking about other subjects and stuff, and we're like, bombs and stuff, and he's like, it's just everyone I bring it up to, in my immediate family and around me, they act like I'm crazy. I'm like, yeah. Like he had a little revelation. Now, once again, the next podcast, he jumped back on and was in chat and screaming that you all know that the bombs are coming and Jesus is back to save us and stuff. But
Look at those hands.
look at them. They're the best hands. Some people are saying.
This was coming. This question isn't just hypothetical. It's a call to spiritual readiness, urging us to strengthen our faith and prepare our hearts for challenging times. If it were a physical darkness, how would our world cope?
Also, why are you having to prepare yourself? If you guys are going to have the lights on, what even is the test? This is just being a dick to everyone else.
Well, he's just trying to warn us so that we'll know when it happens that it was his god. Yeah.
And so then it goes back. It has to be a recruitment program. Maybe you might not get lights. Okay, I can see maybe not lights. Well, actually, it could. We don't know. We don't know. They're just making it up. Maybe you just join right there and the lights come on. But maybe you have to suffer that 3 days, James. You got to at least suffer a little. And then, of
then
course.
you have to have some skin in the game.
Yes, then you can come to Jeebus.
Imagine the chaos that would ensue if the sun didn't rise for 3 days. But perhaps even more daunting is the idea of spiritual darkness, a time when evil seems to have free reign and faith is severely tested. The biblical
Also, I just want to point out, even though that had animations of fireballs coming in the background, fireballs would give some light, but yeah.
account of the 9th plague offers valuable lessons for us. Just as the Israelites found light in the midst of darkness, believers are called to be light in a dark world. This could mean offering hope to those in despair, standing for truth in a world of deception, or simply showing kindness in a harsh environment. But being light in the darkness isn't always easy. It often means going against the flow, standing out when it's more comfortable to blend in. It might mean facing ridicule or persecution. But remember, the darker the night,
oh my goodness, they have this persecution complex.
The brighter even a small light shines. Remember Pharaoh's stubborn heart? It's a cautionary tale for you.
Oh no, but I remember something else for a second. Hold on. I remember Pharaoh's really nice abs right there. Never noticed before, but yeah.
Stubborn heart. It's a cautionary tale for us all. In the face of clear warnings and divine intervention, he chose to resist rather than repent. The story of Pharaoh reminds us of the...
No, he really didn't. But, I guess after you make his heart into a stone, yes, then he decided not to let them go.
Dangers of pride and the importance of maintaining a soft, responsive heart towards God. But how does...
If you don't know what we're talking about, by the way, because if you just look at it from like the Hollywood or like the Sunday school version, it's like it wasn't until Plague 10 that Pharaoh finally, after being just such a meanie face and to all of his citizens, he finally let them go. Well, no, if you read the Bible, it was like by the first few plagues, Pharaoh understood what the once again, not Pharaoh, but Pharaoh, and nor his son, once again, Pharaoh. But Pharaoh realized what was going on and was like, oh, okay, well, get the fuck out of here then. And God was like, well, we actually need more time to fill commercials. And so what if hear me out, hardened your heart so that you actually didn't let them go? And Pharaoh was like, you will not go.
Yul Brynner, that's the actor who's saying he's admiring his abs.
James, I'm not saying that he wasn't maybe, I don't know his life story. He had nice abs. But
he was in the old movie The King and I, like the original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the king of Siam.
James, you're saying he might get typecasted then. He makes a good king. He makes a good Pharaoh.
He's a good actor, yeah. He was.
But I'm just saying, it is weird. Also, if he just did it once, that would be okay. Well, it wouldn't be okay. That would still be a dick move. But his heart got hardened 5 effing times. And still, after all that, he let them go.
5 times and you're still hard, Amy. 5 times and you're still
I will
hard.
say, I'm pretty sure that God gave him a little blue pill, but whatever.
The heart become hardened. It usually doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, what's
It's a
up,
gradual
Liverpool?
process of
Westworld
ignoring
was
conscience,
good.
rationalizing wrong behavior, and repeatedly choosing self over God. The scary thing is, the more we resist God, the easier it becomes to keep resisting. One of the most comforting aspects of this prophecy is the reminder of God's sovereignty. Even in the darkest times, he remains in control. Just as
The
God
more
tends
you
to use
realize
wrongs
he
to
doesn't
save
exist,
darkness,
the more you
believers take
realize
comfort in knowing
he
that
doesn't
God
exist.
watches over his people, even in the most challenging
Exactly.
circumstances. This doesn't mean we won't face hardships. The Israelites were still in Egypt, still surrounded by darkness, but they had light in their dwellings. In the same way, God's sovereignty doesn't always mean
they still, bad things still happen, but I mean, when they stop happening, you give God the credit. Glory to God.
Yes, because when good things happen, God. When bad things happen, anything else. So you can make Satan and demons and...
Don't blame God for the Holocaust, Amy. Thank him that he allowed it to stop. You see, it's a matter of perspective.
Once again, why were the Jews and why were certain in Egypt? Because God sent them there.
Well,
who got them out?
So he could rescue them for his own glory. He had to get them in there so that he could save them.
Who sent Joseph and the magical color?
I mean, it was God's plan that he would get sold into slavery. Like God sent the snake, Satan. He knew he was going into the garden, but
God is so smart. He just
he
looks
couldn't
stupid.
stop him.
But
He couldn't
ignore
stop
that.
him. I mean, that would
That's
not
right.
be right to stop Satan from tricking out of him.
It's 4D chess.
He promises to be with us in them. So if this prophecy is indeed about to unfold, how should we prepare?
Yes.
The answer lies not in
All right. First of all, you want to get a blanket. You want to get a tent with a little bit of a cook burner, but you want to get beef jerky. Oh, okay. Never
piling
mind.
supplies, but in strengthening our spiritual foundations.
Gotcha.
Now let's face the important question here. What steps can you take to deepen your faith and strengthen your spiritual resilience?
I don't know.
Not have faith to begin with, because faith is a great way to be wrong. Was that the right answer?
This might involve dedicating more time to prayer and Bible study, strengthening your relationships with your faith community, or actively practicing.
I love the mix. This is a great mix. Once again, I don't know if I'm hating or appreciating, but the mix of stock and AI.
Your faith through acts of service and love. But preparation isn't just about personal spiritual growth. It's
The
also
other
about
thing, I've waited a long time to also say this, but there's like a low burning like spark that has just been going on. I'm sorry if you hadn't been paying attention to that, but hey, I waited to the end at least.
Community. The Israelites faced the darkness together. In the same way, we need to build a strong, supportive faith community, or communities that can stand together in challenging times.
Or we could just build community and try to make each other's lives better without religion.
Even as we consider the possibility of dark times ahead, it's important to remember that darkness never has the final word in God's story.
Yeah, it's just 3 days. Very specifically 3 days. When I was coming into this story, I'll tell you, James, it was a roller coaster. Because when I came into it, I was like, ooh, this is spicy because it's about like darkness consuming the world. And then I'm like, 3 days. And then I got into it a little bit, and I'm like, oh, this is really silly. Let's do it. So let me tell you,
In fact, it's often in the darkest times that God's light shines the brightest. Can you recall a time when you experienced God's presence most powerfully during a difficult period?
I do. No. James, there was a period, James. You remember it?
There you go. No.
I could not find my keys, and let me tell you, God had my back. Now, it took a lot of me finding it. However, eventually...
God allowed you to find him.
He allowed me to find... Exactly.
These experiences remind us that even in the midst of darkness, God is working. Sometimes it's the contrast of the darkness that makes his light all the more visible and powerful. Throughout history, some of the most powerful movements of God have occurred during times of great darkness. Think of the early church growing despite intense persecution, or revivals breaking out in times of...
religion. I mean, the same applies to Islam, but it's your religion.
Moral decay? Could it be that the coming darkness, if it indeed comes, will set the stage for an...
If it indeed comes? hey, buddy, that's like trying to sell us tickets to Slipknot, and then you're like, if Slipknot comes. What do you mean, if Slipknot comes? What's the title say in this video? We need 3 days.
It's not guaranteed. They reserve the right to cancel or modify the 3 days at any time. That's right.
Listen, you should have read the fine print.
Unprecedented move of God. The potential fulfillment of this prophecy serves as a wake-up call. It's an invitation to be spiritually alert and prepared. If Jesus returned tomorrow...
To be spiritually alert.
Because God could change it to 3 days of light, and it would still be true.
What's up, Ian?
Hey, Ian.
If we missed you, say hi, and we'll try to say a while. Tag in as well. What's up, BV? What's up, everybody? But yeah, I mean, this is just so silly. Of all the ones to really try and sell us on, the darkness one is, and nothing happens. It's not like darkness comes and the demons happen and we can't see them, or darkness comes and like there are, I don't know, it starts raining frogs in our face, or they're like hail, or I don't know. It's just darkness. It is such a temporary inconvenience. And even the believers are just going to be sitting there, I guess, inside reading books and stuff. Oh, we're getting spammed on Twitch. Thank you. You know who the best viewers are? The best viewers are real viewers. You can ask Kent Hoven. He learned that the hard way. Did we get our 10,000? You bought those, right? I can say this on TV because I am not technologically savvy to understand that this is a bad thing to say while live, right? We could say this?
Well, we'd have to buy all our subscribers back.
How are we supposed to do that? We need to contact YouTube and see where we can buy more subscribers from. That's the first thing you gotta do.
For the glory of God.
It's not really a hot mic. It's just ignorance. That's what, I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Anyway, let's continue.
Would you be ready? This isn't meant to induce fear, but to inspire a sense of urgency in our spiritual lives. It's a reminder to live each day.
Wait, what is it supposed to fear? That is the only purpose, James. Is it supposed to inspire cuddliness?
No fear. No fear.
That's like the only selling point. That's like saying the only point of the sriracha sauce is it's not hot. What the fuck are you talking about?
They're trying to tell you that, oh, look, the other people are going to be in dark so they can suck it. Suck it, atheist. Suck it,
suck it, atheist. You have to have this temporary inconvenience, 72 hours of inconvenience.
Day with purpose, aligning our lives with God's will. But what does it mean to be watchful? It's not about obsessively trying to predict the future or interpret every world event as a sign of...
Well, you kind of are, but I guess you're hedging your bet the longer we go into
the end times.
Videos,
rather, it's about living with an awareness of God's presence and purposes, being ready to respond to his leading at any moment. While the prospect of 3 days of darkness might sound terrifying, for believers, it's actually a sign of hope. It signifies...
Yeah, because you're going to be fine. You guys are going to be...
Well, because the end is coming, yeah. It's the end.
I know.
It's the end. We're at the end of the world.
It is one of the most disgusting things about the majority, at least that I could tell, of these Abrahamic religions, is their desire for the world to end.
Again, yeah.
They are end-time cults. And once again, the C word, when they hear that, it's like, oh, ad hominem, ad hominem. I really do mean the literal definition. I get that in a debate, it probably isn't the most elegant thing to say, but religions are successful cults.
It's a cult that made it.
Sending so much love, Regis. That may be true. We had a good time. Can I tell you, James, a phenomena, and we'll finish up, that I had the other day is that I met Jay Dryer. He's apparently this Orthodox Christian guy, and we had like 95 people on Twitter. It was an insane 50, 60, 50 to 100 multiple double digits people in Twitter. And I was like, holy moly, because I joined his Twitter. That was how you actually got his got to debate him, but I only got to debate him for like 3 minutes. Got his question out, he answered, and before I could respond. But I'll go back for more fun. De Freak says echo chamber. Uh-oh. I had to be, and I should really be talking about this when the video is done, but I had to be convinced for a good 5 minutes that he was like a real apologist and had serious thoughts, just because he had such a casual vibe. Well, no, he just had like a very, once again, I don't want to shit on it on these type of streams because I like them and this is kind of our wheelhouse, but like a comedy stream or a video game playing stream, like he had like a neon sign behind him and stuff. Once again, I'm not shitting on anyone's decor. It's just he didn't give off apologist vibe, I guess. He didn't give off preacher, pastor, nor did he give off like academic.
Ken
He
Hovind
wasn't well, not even Ken Hovind. What's William? He wasn't no William Lake Craig vibes, I guess.
Joel
Once again, not shitting on him. I didn't really debate him, so I don't really know how much of I was gonna make I don't know what type of debater he is. I guess I'll find out on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. But let's finish the episode before I rant, because I can do that. And
that God's promises are being fulfilled and that ultimate redemption is near. So
Is
let me
it
ask you
now?
this. How can you cultivate
do
hope
it.
even when facing the possibility of dark times?
Because I know it's going to be 3 days. And I guess I'll try to make a fire. I will use electricity. And if God's still being a dick, then I guess I'm just going to have to basically, stick around my bed or a couch and have food near me and, kind of wander around so that I can pee every once in a while. And, yeah, I'll get through it, though. I think all the other atheists will, or apparently Muslims and Hindus or whoever doesn't believe. It's normally backwards compatible, by the way, James. Not always, but, they'll let the Jews sometimes.
Most of the time.
But, yeah, but none of the stuff that comes after. The Mormons, I assume, they get kicked off the bandwagon.
Remember, just as the plague of darkness in Egypt was followed by the Israelites' liberation, any period of darkness we might face is just a prelude to God's ultimate victory.
Any period of darkness? So even when you turn your lights off at night and you're just like stroking one out?
Absolutely.
All right.
Hope isn't just about looking forward to a better future. It's a powerful force that can transform how we live in the present. When we have hope, we can face challenges with courage, persist in faith when things get tough, and inspire others to look beyond their current circumstances. Throughout this exploration of the 3 days of darkness prophecy, one theme stands out: the power of faith.
3 days of darkness. And this is a prophecy. And you know why I like prophecy, James? Because it's the weakest form of evidence.
Well, I think it's good for us because it never happens.
I know, that's another way to look at it. Yes, indeed. Woo! Look at her down here on her knees. Okay.
Whether it was Moses standing firm before Pharaoh, or the Israelites trusting God in the midst of plagues, faith was the key to navigating dark times. Faith isn't just about believing certain things. It's about trusting God enough to act on those beliefs. It's about choosing to see light when everything around you is dark. It's about holding on to hope when the situation seems hopeless. As we face the possibility of...
Yeah, but it's not going to feel hopeless in this 3 days of darkness for you guys. It's only going to, I guess, feel not really hopeless, but inconvenient for the other people. But it's not like anything happens, and it's not like life doesn't go right back to normal. But yeah, sure.
Of challenging times ahead,
What's up,
let's remember that our faith is
nice
not in a prophecy, but in the God who holds the future. He's the same God who brought light out of darkness in creation, who led the Israelites out of Egypt, and who promises to be with us always, even to the end of the age. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, you may qualify for our membership, so you might want to listen closely.
Oh my!
It's an exclusive area where we release videos that we cannot show to the general public yet. You'll get to...
Yes, because we can only show those
to... It's super secret prophecy.
Only for the ones that will seeing light during the 3 days of darkness. But all right, James, I think we learned a lot. I don't know what it is that we learned.
It was amazing.
That's right. It was super amazing. But yes, we have just witnessed from the channel God why the prophecy about
Got
3 days
TV
of darkness is
radio.
about to happen. He stopped calling it. At least he named his channel just that. I was hoping he would eventually become an atheist one day, James. Not to go into a tangent so fast, and yet
Yeah.
I really did.
Hope dies hard.
But that was interesting. I don't think that we're convinced, though. How about you, James?
The convincing, no, still a little light.
Not
I'm
very
still
scary.
alive.
Woo!
But,
James
yeah.
is alive.
And well.
Yes,
For the
and
most
well.
part.
I always say happiness and health. That's all we need.
Yeah. Happiness, health, yeah.
But my
Joy.
question for you, James, is how much time do you have? Should we go into an open mic? Should we? We could
I don't
go
really
on
have
rant for.
much
Or
time.
you don't. Okay,
Yeah.
that is okay. I am just happy that we got to be back on, and I'm gonna make it easier on my schedule, which means James and I are gonna be able to match up more. I am going to probably. I also want to do just more. I have been arguing too much in Discord. I'm gonna start coming home more after work and
Used
just
to
pick
do
a fight
the,
with people on Discord. I swear.
Yeah, the impromptu debate shows?
Yes, I'm gonna start doing that more and more because I'm doing it anyway in an unproductive manner, which is just like it. First of all, I love the chat right here in the live chat, and I appreciate if you are in Discord or anywhere else that has an online chat, but it just feels like a void, especially if it's like it gets deleted all the time. And I'm sending love to all of those Discord channels that I vent and rant on, but I'd rather do it with you all here where we can have some fun. And so
Yeah, those are fun. Those impromptus are fun.
And so hopefully we are going to do What's Up, Your Victoria? Much more content in the coming months. I know I always say that, but I've been getting this month has already seen like the actual day job has been way less stressful, which means I'm going to have more time because I've figured out systems.
Don't quit your gay job.
Yes. But I'm figuring out systems which I didn't have, which is going to give me more free time. And yes, and then the professor thing being on the weekdays is also going to, because you end up dedicating whatever day it is. And so if you just have half a day and you lose half a day, I get that full weekend. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
You have more time to beat your slaves.
That's right. Yes, just so then we're probably going to be wrapping up soon. However, like I said, it feels great to be back on.
Really good.
And is there anything else, James, on your mind before we head out then?
No, it's just really great to be back, and hopefully it won't be another month before we're back on.
Indeed, I think we're gonna
It's
start.
Great to see people still stuck with us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you to the entire Skeptic Ranting community. I know we ourselves are part of the YouTube community and all of our lovely other skeptics, atheists, agnostics, even the pagans and deists out there that do content on the YouTubes and everywhere else. Trying to, before we get off, I like to do this at least. See if there is anyone else live or about to be live. And if you know someone, say it in chat and I'll give it a shout out. I know the ACA always has their live streams. You can always go to Talk Either and the Atheist Experience. But it doesn't look so, and it's getting a little late, so that doesn't. Haha, what's up, John Smith? I'm so sorry. We're actually about to head out, but we had a great episode. You're about to be able to just do the rewind, and that was fun. Not high stakes. once again, they try and make it look high stakes, but I don't really get what 3 Days of Darkness is supposed to do except make us trip over a Roomba, make us, get a Lego in our foot. Maybe that sounds painful. It's right.
A Lego
and
somewhere
now,
else.
Hold on.
A
But
Lego
it's true.
somewhere else.
Somewhere else within. But it could be that all that remains within the sound of silence. That's right, Mark. I guess we're going to have to use sound a little bit more, and you kind of feel around for things. Yeah.
Thanks,
So you should all go check out Mark's Reid's channel. I bet he had an after show, maybe, possibly. So you should all go check out his amazing content. And I know that he kicked his opponent's ass. John Smith wants to debate. Oh, really? Oh, you're a Christian? Oh, James, they always join at the last second. Please, by all means, feel home. We are the Skeptic and Ranting, so even if you're a theist, you can always be part of us. But we are atheist agnostic hosts, and so we can't help it. Oh, the heat is coming on in chat. But I need to also go more into the den. I need to. I was gonna say it's just the ad hominems, but I can't. I know that's why I came. Did you now? Oh, James, do you really need to sleep?
I do.
No, I know. I'm sorry, John, but we are going to do many more streams. And hey, like, follow, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to all. Trust me, we want more people like you. Except for the ad hominems, because we kind of love Mark Reid. He is our brother from another mother. You all are here in the Skeptic and Ranting community, because if you do not have a community to call your own, well, then just be skeptical about your beliefs and a decent person. We don't really, if you're an asshole, then probably shouldn't be. But that's kind of a self-policing kind of policy. That's not really in the TOS. James, I have wanted him. I keep on thinking like a bouncing ball, like a.
You just said that like you remember the movie Devil with the elevator?
I feel like very familiar, but I don't think
it's like the old lady. Really. She's the devil, and the guy he killed somebody with his car a few years ago on the way home, and he didn't stop because he didn't want to get in trouble for vehicular homicide. So he left a note like "I'm sorry" and drove off. And the guy in he's the one negotiating with trying to save the people in the elevator, and he's got to confess what he did.
Sounds like an interesting movie. I feel like I understand half of it culturally. I've heard that before, and yet I don't know if I've actually seen the movie.
But then at the very end, the devil is this old lady that was in the elevator that they thought was dead. And she's like, I wanted you.
They pulled a Saw? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scream.
I wanted you. A Saw? Like, yeah, they did a Saw. Like
the first...
Was that right after he got done saying he doesn't kill somebody, he doesn't kill people, and then he shot the person? Was that it?
Oh God! See, now I'm trying to remember.
I don't kill
the
people.
Guy
I
dead.
hate murders, and then he shot.
And then they realize that they're stuck or something, and then what's his name gets up. How do I not remember? Jigsaw's or arises, and it's like, oh my God, he was laying there the whole movie. But you can only pull that trick once. But yes, I think we are going to wrap it up. And I do want to thank you all for coming, oh my, on this episode of Skeptic and Ranting. Bible prophecy about 3 days of darkness is about to happen from still my favorite part of this episode, from the channel God. But
God himself,
which is cool because he actually opened a channel called God Gaming. It's like a sub channel.
God gaping.
God
What?
Gaming, as in
Ga-
like he has this regular channel.
GAYMING.
God also likes to play League of Legends, and he was worried that his two hobbies would get confused. One being the creator of the universe, and the other trying to become the next best esports leader.
He got banned from Roblox for wearing a dildo on his head.
Oh my God. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yes, I do want to say thank.
Or is he part of the condo community or whatever they call it?
Yes. He unfortunately he walked around butt ass naked though, and so they had to kick him.
Having sex on Roblox, they had to kick him.
But I do want to thank my co-host James W, along with all the people in chat, our awesome mods who make this stream so great, and lovely viewers like you who make this channel even possible. Please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and then hit that bell icon to all so that you can join our live streams. Or hey, why not leave a comment once the video's done? You can also join the Skeptic and Ranting Discord with the link that is in the description below. Lastly, you can help us make even more fun content by either sending in super chats or super thanks after the video has been uploaded, as well as all of our supporters who have joined with our join button and get our evolving badge system, which just keeps on growing with time. They say we worship time. Oh my goodness. As well as our Patreons at patreon.com/Amy Newman. I am Amy Newman. Send love on the way up, and I'll show it up on the screen. But we will see you all in the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Mwah.
Thanks, Doorknob.
Good night, all.
Good night,
We
everybody.
love you.